Welcome back, everybody. Just want to first off say thank you for the 30 subscribers that we've subscribed already. We're trying to definitely reach 50 subscribers if we can. So like, share, and subscribe if you love the content. But we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Dating over 40 is wild. You'll meet someone who says, I'm healed, and then argues with the waitress about ice water.
Yeah, you're not healed, beloved. You're dehydrated and hostile.
Oh, I'm supposed to laugh, huh? So, welcome to episode 8. Welcome back to Build Different. Grown energy, grown opinions, and then grown lessons.
And today we're asking the real question. Do people over 40 even know how to date anymore? Because the apps are apping, the patience is low, and the standards are high sometimes.
So, we got stories. We got a spicy quiz. We got some AKA, not green flag, but red flag Olympics. And a few realities we've learned the hard way ourselves, especially myself.
Yeah. So buckle up. And if you're driving, keep both hands on the wheel because we're about to trigger some folks.
About the triggers and vote. That's a good saying, I guess. So let's paint this picture. Dating over 40 comes with, let me see, divorce energy, kids in custody calendars, careers and bedtime routines, gym memberships with that we don't use,
Guilty.
very guilty, and a deep desire for peace.
Translation, we're not auditioning for chaos. We want consistency, clear communication, low cortisol levels, and low blood pressure.
Low cortisol levels. That's my first time hearing that, so I just like stress levels. That's the gap for me, folks. Say they are ready for love, but ask one question with a little depth, and now they are acting like their phones get cut off. So if you ask somebody basically, hey, I'm thinking about getting serious with you, I want to get to know you a little bit better, sometime they freaking, AKA, ghost you. Definitely me some time ago.
Yeah. I saw something the other day where this guy had told this girl about, oh, I really think I could spend the rest of my life with you. She said, that's cute.
Yeah. That's kind of a freaking slap in the face, pretty much.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Because ready means emotionally available and logistically available. Not I have time every other Thursday from 6:10 to 7:15. It means you can hold space for someone else and yourself physically and emotionally. You make room for them in your life and in your heart. So, what's one soft boundary you didn't have in your 30s that you have now?
One soft boundary that I didn't have in my 30s that I have now. That I will give somebody a chance if they have a little white lie. But a little white lie better be a lie that you're giving me a surprise. Not no little white lie that you're doing something with somebody else, but I didn't, I'm gonna be honest, folks. People shouldn't lie at all, but we do. We do for different reasons. Is that something bad? Yes. Is it sometimes good when you're doing it like for a surprise birthday party, or you just, you want somebody to, not remember something that you did bad? Yes. I lied to the cops. Hopefully this is not cop looking at this, but I lied to the cops when I said I wasn't speeding. But guess what? I was. And I still got a ticket. So one boundary you didn't have in your 30s that you have now.
I'm trying to think of boundaries that I didn't have in my 30s that I have now. Low effort energy. Like I remember one person I dated gave me this is back in the day, a DVD player for my birthday to keep it there.
I remember somebody bought me a projection screen for my birthday, and I ain't never even wanted a projection screen because I ain't never asked for no projection screen. But guess what? I think they got it for themselves, but then they gave it to me to have it at my house, which is kind of strange.
But at least you got to keep it in your house.
Yeah, but it ain't been watched. So, what's one low effort behavior that's now a deal breaker?
Being really late. Being really late. I once had someone show up for a date. Well, they showed up late. Oh, when they got there, I was gone already. I went to the movies with my friends, but they were upset that I was gone, but they were over 30 minutes late.
That's pretty. That's not too bad. I mean,
Bad.
I don't mind somebody being a little late, but your excuse better be either somebody dying or you had a car wreck. If you had a car wreck, you shouldn't even be coming to the date.
Right. But also in communication, like in that going on, anything like that. But if you're running late and you communicate, because things happen, traffic happens, emergencies happen, flat tires, So I think if you communicate,
Or you just came from another date. So, hey, it happens. Stuff happens. So one low effort for me, I think that now is deal breaker for me is just being inconsistent. I know consistency is not everybody's cup of tea. It does happen, but I know people that are inconsistent that do make efforts. But you have to learn the individual, I think, and you have to learn the person that you actually dating. Are you doing different things with? So once you learn them, you learn consistency. You learn what they actually like. And what they don't like. So let's jump to a hot subject that I think a lot of people are using in this world in today's lifetime: dating apps. Ooh, did that hit something? Probably so. But so dating apps after 40 feel like to me, I'm gonna say the clearance rack. There are gems, but you gotta dig. It's kind of being like at Ross, TJ Maxx. You got to dig through this stuff to find that Nike or find that Gucci. But that's how it feels like to me when I was on dating apps back in the days.
but every once in a while you do find that quality thing.
Yes, you do.
That's
You do. You do. But like I said earlier, you're gonna get your shovel and you're gonna have to dig.
what you have to dig.
And you're gonna have to use your rate and you're gonna have to use everything you can. Measure tape to make sure that you don't go to the wrong freaking profile.
So, okay, common 40 plus bio lines.
Is this bio lies that we see on apps?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, it's the truth, right?
No.
I've never seen a profile that's a lie, except when I said I was a doctor.
Well,
Oh, I got my doctorate, my PhD. I don't need to show you. I don't need to show you nothing.
68, 6 degrees, 3 PhD,
Okay, we ain't poking fun at nobody. We're just, having some fun ourselves.
6 feet tall, in church shoes.
Mm.
Separated since 2018.
Mm.
Looking for something real, but only available after 11:45 p.m.
11:45 p.m. is not a bad time. You can do things at 11:45. You can do 11:45 a.m. or you can do 11:45 p.m. It just depends on what your purpose is.
Okay, are we talking 11:45 p.m. on a Saturday night or a Wednesday night? Because those are two different things.
That's true. That's another episode. So I'm gonna say this. So some red flag phrases that I've seen personally on apps. I used to see a lot of no drunk, which translation to me mean drunk, because I was drunk and I'm still drunk at times. It just depends on what the situation is. Or the other one, I keep it real. Translation, you rude. I'm gonna be honest. I personally liked it because I'm a straightforward type of person. So when it was keeping it real, it was keeping it real with me. But we also had that Dave Chappelle type when keeping it real went wrong. And I had a lot of wrongs that kept it real. I can tell you that.
But you
And then
can still keep it healthy and generous.
yeah, I think because a lot of people have emotions, a lot of people have feelings. At the time, I didn't care less about feelings. I care less about emotions. It was basically what I wanted to say and how I wanted to feel. And to me, that was wrong. That was not right because I had to take in consideration the people's freaking feelings. And that's why I was a lot of times single by myself after the apps. And my favorite on those apps was using the big words. The word that I didn't know what it hell it meant, but I knew it had a sexual in it. And they were saposexual. But they couldn't even spell Wednesday because I remember they spelled Wednesday Wensday. Wrong. So to me, when you use big words, make sure you know what you're doing when you use them, please.
Yeah. So you haven't figured out what sapiosexual is?
To me, I just like the word with sexual in there because it means that you looking for somebody pretty smart,
That's
intelligent,
good.
intellectual.
There you go.
I didn't know you could put those 2 things together, but okay.
Yeah, it means being sexually attracted to
So, what are some other flags, green, red, orange, yellow, that you may have heard?
That's important. Be my peace. Which means
That's
you're
not a
happy.
that's not a bad one, is it?
If you want someone else to be your peace, why
Mm,
be your peace?
so they should say "I am your peace."
Together. Who could be
Oh, man.
peacemaker? Come on. Alpha male looking for a traditional woman.
Alpha male. But it is alpha, a beta, and a Charlie.
Not really.
Uh, I think when I walk in the room, I feel like I'm an alpha male. And to me, when I look at alpha male, this is just my own perspective of alpha male that I hold my own. You know, that's not saying that I'm, trying to rule over this woman, but I stand with my hand held high, my chest is at a certain point, and I'm walking with confidence. That's my version of an alpha male. So maybe it is a little different alpha male. I haven't really read into the red pill, blue pill. I know Skittles and I know lifesavers, and I love both of them, but I haven't really read into that. So, but maybe I guess from the perspective of the woman's side, the alpha male may have meant something else.
Oh, yeah, I've got a lot to say about that, but that's probably for a different episode.
Mm.
Yeah. The other one sort of goes along with the alpha male. Tired of dating modern women. That's another one we're complaining about. Modern women don't know how to XYZ, ABC. So that's another.
So what's a modern woman though?
Well, it depends on who you're talking to. There are some areas of the internet that believe that modern women are not healthy and should just focus on getting a man and keeping a man rather than achievement or academics or making their own money, things like that.
So is it a difference between a modern woman and an old fashioned woman or a traditional woman?
Yeah, traditional women more along the lines of willing to put their partner's goals first and support them over their own goals, follow their program, take care of the kids in the home and everything so that all the male has to do is bring home a paycheck. Whereas modern women, according to some of these circles, are just let's say, loose women and outside a lot and not serious and, they don't know how to keep a man.
So, you speak of alpha male and I've met a couple of alpha females and I think they were pretty cool. They just wasn't my type. Because they were over alpha sized, if that's even a word, but they were more alpha than me, and to me, I think every person in a relationship or in a dating type of, situation, I think everybody has their place, and you shouldn't overtake your place if your place is over here, let this person do this, you do that. So, you know, uh, but okay. So let's play another game.
Okay.
Oh, rate the bio since we're talking about apps. 1 or 2 quick reads, you can improvise. Okay.
Mhm.
So you get on the app and you get on somebody's bio.
Mhm.
And bio says, I don't do texting. Call me.
I feel like there's levels of communication on dating apps. I think you start on the app, you see if you're comfortable with each other, and if you're comfortable, then you give out your number.
Mm.
And then maybe you could text and then maybe have a phone call because you don't want just anybody having your phone number.
So for me, it was 3 phases. It was I'm talking to you
Mhm.
on the app, and I'm texting you back and forth on the app, so we ain't giving each other's numbers.
Okay.
So my feeling is that way. Then after that, if the woman asks me, "Hey, do you have a Google Meet? Do you have a WhatsApp? Do you have whatever? You have Apple?" Yeah, yeah, I have it. Okay, let's hit each other on video. Okay, cool. And then the third thing was if we were going to meet, we were going to meet at a reasonable time. And then, it didn't always have to be, you know, dinner. It could have been, coffee, could have been a walk, could have been lunch, whatever. So it was always 3 phases. But, you see if you actually like this person in each different phase because you may like this person on the phone, but then when you see them, it may be a different feeling. And then when you see them in person, it may be a different feeling. So it was always different phases for me. But I don't do text and call me. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. And I have one maybe a controversial take. I don't see why people have a problem with coffee dates for the first date because I like the coffee.
Coffee. So I'm sorry.
Coffee, tea,
I don't drink tea.
matcha,
I don't drink matcha. So
Starbucks.
I don't drink Starbucks. You know what I drink?
What is that?
Not a damn thing.
I don't get it. Because to me, don't you want to spend a little time first like that to determine if you want to spend a 2-hour dinner with them? Like, give me the coffee date first so I can figure out if I want to spend a couple
Or maybe
hours.
just get you a free meal for, whatever. So
I'd rather pay for my own meal than have bad company,
yeah.
personally.
So we're gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
I'm not on here much. Snap me at.
Absolutely not.
I don't have Snapchat. I don't have freaking TikTok. I don't have Facebook.
Yeah.
But she does. So I don't know, man. I'm not snapping nobody. I'm gonna snap a picture of myself so I can send it to you. That's it. But
No. To me, that's saying I didn't pay for that feature on the app. And if I'm making that investment to pay for the level of membership to where I can message and you're not doing that, then we're not because we're not equally invested in the process.
okay. So what about the love language? I found out about those a long time ago. Didn't even know I had none.
Mhm.
My love language is food. Feed me and I'm yours. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
For me, my love language is food. Feed me and I'm yours. So that's all I gotta do. And man, that's crazy because to me, I know it's not food. Is it okay? Answer this question: is it food at home or is it food in the restaurant?
Right.
To me, I think no matter what, I ain't bringing nobody to my house after I meet them on no first date. It just ain't happening, man. And I ain't going to nobody's house on no first date.
Mhm.
And if they bring a friend, then their friend could pay for them, and then I'll meet them after the date. So to me, I think it's not a red flag, but you know,
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're talking about cooking at home, there's a certain level of comfort and trust that has to be there before you're going there. So if you're wanting me off the bat to cook for you in your place or my place, we're not involved because I'm not going to be prepared to do that until I feel it's be comfortable.
so I don't want to pay for messaging on the app. Send me a DM on Instagram instead.
Okay.
And
Mm.
I'm gonna say this. That's I can't say it's red or green or yellow because people may be they may not have the money, but if you don't have the money, you should be on a dating app. And you can, if you want to really be on a dating app, you don't have to pay for a year. You pay a month and boom, get off. So, DMs, everybody don't can DM because we all don't have Instagram. Can you get Instagram? Yeah, but for one day, nah. So
I'm with you on that. I think if you can't pay for all those type of features, then maybe you're not a match for everybody. Maybe you're a match for somebody else that's using that level of the app, and then you guys can say, okay, cool, I'm okay with that. I personally, when I got those messages on the app, I like left.
yeah, yeah. Well, around here, the Holy Spirit told me you're supposed to be my wife as the first message that is sent to you. I've never seen that, but maybe Julie can say something about that 'cause I've never seen this.
Yeah, that happened to me multiple times. And the answer is no, because the Holy Spirit didn't tell me anything. So I'm going to say that that's going to be a no for me because I don't think the Holy Spirit is going to tell you that I am your wife when you have never even had a conversation with me.
So we played this little mini game, right? This was one profile. So we're gonna both agree we're gonna respectfully swipe left. We're gonna swipe left. And that's not and we're not saying that that's a bad profile, but this is not a profile that we both would look at as something that we would push yes on. And maybe others would. But those are a lot of things, man. So
Yeah. Okay. So how about first date rules? What do we consider rules now versus then, right? In our 20s, it was just you want to kick it. I mean, I remember in my 20s, I was in college. No one had money. So we were going to the library. We were taking walks around campus or maybe grabbing like a sandwich from the food truck or something like that. It was very low key, mostly hanging out. In your 40s, you have to have a plan. We need to know the time, the place, parking, how long is this going to be? What do our schedules look like? Because we have a to do list and a bedtime. We've got things to do.
Mm,
So we need to have a plan in place.
mm. I I I happily disagree because I don't think a plan is needed. I'm not saying it's not a good thing, but I'm saying in general, I haven't had a plan since I had a plan since I had it with her. And I'm just saying, me particularly, I was on the go, move it, get out of my way. We're gonna go to the next stoplight. That's just how I did it. But I was consistent because I was consistent with myself.
You are consistently not planning.
Pretty much, pretty much. That was a great thing. So some first date green flags at 40. Let me see. First date green flag. You men or mine? Okay, no, I'm just saying everybody, but I'm just saying. Nah. So the first, some first date green flags at 40 that I would say that I have in my past and in my present scene, they confirm the day of without prompting.
Yep.
So, and I like that because that tells me that you really want to see me, that you really want to do things, and maybe you don't want to do things after, but on that day, guess what? You did. They arrived close to on time. I'm an on time person. I don't like to be late, so I come early, and that's okay if I got to wait a little bit. They ask questions and they listen. That was a downfall for me, and sometimes it is still a downfall for me because I don't listen a lot. I do listen, but I do ask questions because I do want to understand and know about, what you want. What is your life like? Where do you want to see yourself, tomorrow? So they they don't trauma dump. I've had a lot of that trauma dump, from past, present. And for me, sometimes you do got to listen to understand people, but sometimes, man, listening drains you more than them talking.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie to you. So that's a big, big, big one. But when they don't trauma dump, it's an awesome thing because they just focus on what's happening now.
Hey,
Um,
isn't it fair?
yes, yes. They say text me when you get home. I think that's a polite thing to do, no matter if you're male or female, because it actually shows that you kind of care about this person. Even though you don't know this person fully, you still want to make sure this person get home safely.
But if they're 22 minutes late with a story about traffic, or this date started yesterday, give me a break.
Nah, man, 22 minutes ain't that late. 22 minutes ain't that late. It ain't 30.
You could have already had drinks and appetizers by then.
That's okay. You won't be hungry when I get there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not hungry anymore. I'm ready to go home.
Oh man, here we go. So yeah, it's gonna be a long episode. So some quick first date, wins, first date failed. When some quick first date wins and first date fail stories.
Are we doing wins or fails first?
Let's do wins.
Hey, well, I remember I had a really great first date with someone at a coffee shop,
Mm.
and he was a really great guy.
So I'm gonna do a fail story. I had a failed first date at a coffee shop because the person bought a book, and I'm like, "What the hell you gonna read to me?" I was like, "What the hell?" Like that was crazy. Yeah,
Just in case, like there was the other person still, they were working on some studying, and if they still had studying to do, maybe the other person wanted to be considerate of that and brought a book in case they weren't
if
finished.
anyone's out there listening, don't bring a book to the first date, please, unless you're gonna read a story. No, but the my first date win it probably was when the person showed up on time. Like honestly, that was a win, man. And it was pretty cool. It was chill, laid back. It wasn't really a lot of expectations because I think when you go on your first date, for me personally, I don't expect. I don't expect nothing. It's just like okay, we gonna meet, and if we have fun, if we enjoy each other, let's meet again. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
So, what about your fail story?
Fail. There's- Um,
We just need a quick one.
quick one. Long story short, there's a lot of layers to the story, but long story short, I went out with someone and they told me that they may not be around very long because they had a federal case pending against them.
Oh wow.
And then they started stalking.
Oh wow.
They they failed.
Yeah, that's a big fail. Okay. We don't want I thought he was gonna say he was dead, that he won't be here too long.
No.
You know, I was like, wow, man. So wow.
Yeah. What about you? A fail.
I told you. Bringing the book to the first date. That was a fail. Okay. The real fail was I actually had somebody on my first date literally tell me that they wanted to see me and then they waited till the day of the date and said, "Man, you're handsome, you're a pretty cool guy, but I'm just not ready for a relationship." And I was like, "Wow, okay." So, it hurt a little bit, but then I was like, "That's why I'm dating." Everybody got their opinion, so whatever they had going on, more power to them, man. They were a good person, but they just wasn't the person for me. So it's all good.
They weren't the person for you.
Hell yeah. So we speaking about green flags, first dates, wins, and fails. So green flags you don't appreciate. What are some green flags you don't appreciate until you turn 40
Mm.
or 39 and a half, 38, 40, something around there?
Mature 20.
Yeah, and so, oh, mature 20s, huh? Do I know a couple of those? Okay. So some green flags we now adore: emotional regulation, no yelling, no stonewalling. I know in my past I used to yell a lot, me and my girl, but I put all the blame on myself because, you gotta take care of you, and you can't just blame because it takes two to tango.
Not
Maybe no. So some other green flags we now adore, and this one I don't do, and I remember hearing this: calendars that match reality. My calendars match what I need to do. I don't know if it's reality, I don't know if it's fantasy, but guess what? It's the next day or it's the weekend.
well, and are you really making time for each other,
Yeah.
right? Like, if your calendars are really busy, do you still make each other enough of a priority to make time for each
Or
other?
can you be in the same room and think you're spending time with each other, but you really spending time with yourself and the other person spending time with themselves, but y'all feel like y'all spending time with each other because y'all in the same room?
Very true. Being in the same space, but not
Yes.
actually mentally in the same place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear boundaries. I
Mhm.
think that's important and they respect yours. Clear bound. You gotta have boundaries between the both of you all, no matter who you are, no matter if y'all have the perfect relationship. I think boundaries are meant to have between you and that significant other.
Yeah, and they need to be communicated, right? Like your physical boundaries, emotional boundaries.
Can it be physically communicated?
I guess. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. And then I think the one of the well, I got two bigger ones. One big one is follow through. Me personally, I am a show me type brother. And people laugh at that, but I am because people could talk all these words and the actions don't match what they're saying. So for me, if you tell me you coming to get me at 5, I need to see you here at 5, not 5 the next year. I need to see you 5 today. You say you was gonna get me. I got you waiting. So tell me you're gonna do something and do it. And then the last one, I think the one is most important is joy. Basically, you can laugh easily with each other. You can give grace and you don't keep people score. So for me, it's like you don't give something to expect something. You give happiness just because you love to do what you do, and it makes others people happy.
That's important. Yeah. Another big one, repair skills after conflict. Everybody has conflict. That's normal. The fact that you have conflict is not the problem.
Mhm.
But can you make it right without theatrics? Can you understand someone else's perspective and apologize when you need to? Are you able to let go of a grudge or do you hold on to it? Can you negotiate with each other and come to a compromise? And sometimes there are things that are fundamental things, maybe ways that we grew up or viewpoints that we have that we can't compromise, but can we still work with that understanding that we might disagree on this? And can you have a disagreement without ending up on a Netflix documentary?
Wait a minute. Extra documentaries are awesome at times.
They
Not all of them.
they are. I don't want to be in one though.
So what about a Tubi documentary? Guys, it ain't different. And I think the ultimate, the ultimate green flag for myself, and I don't know for Julie, but I know for me, the ultimate red flag was they bring peace with them.
Well,
You
green
know?
flag. That's definitely
Oh, excuse me. Oh, did I say red flag?
yeah.
I meant red green. That meant orange. No, green flag, which is to bring peace with them. That's a pretty cool thing when you feel that somebody brings peace into your life. But ultimate cool thing is you already had peace. So now you bring two pieces together and you form a whole. Oh, I just made that up. So I should be a doctor. Oh yeah. Come on.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little data quiz. This is just for fun. We're not trying to diagnose anyone, right? But are you dateable after 40? So get a pen and paper, kind of write down your scores, and this is meant to be lighthearted and funny, okay? So don't take it too seriously. Answer honestly. Your results may require some deep breathing. When plans change last minute, you A, roll with it and reschedule. B, get quiet but communicate. C, ghost.
Hmm.
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 Okay.
I'm gonna say for me, I get quiet but communicate in a way.
Yeah. I roll with it. I'll roll
Yeah.
with it. Unless it's like a big plan. If it's something really important,
If it's something really important, I'm ghosting. That's just me. I'm gonna be honest
I'm
with you.
not gonna ghost. I'm gonna communicate.
No, I'm gonna go if it's okay. I'll say this. Back in the days, yes, I would ghost if plans changed because guess what?
Mhm.
I had plans with somebody else.
Oh,
That's all it was. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straightforward on this podcast, and that's how it happened. In today's world,
uh-huh.
today's reality, if plans change, I'm gonna be like, okay, we can do something else. So if we can't go to Popeyes today, guess what? We go to churches.
Right.
And oh, is that a too cheap date or it's a cheap date? That is a cheap date.
You're together already.
No,
And you're like, hey, we're still
no, I'm frying me some chicken at home. I'm sorry.
it's good. But again, it depends on the thing, right? Because if the plans that are changing were I'm waiting at the aisle for the wedding,
Yeah,
it's a
that's different.
difference. All right. Your texting style. Question 2. Is your texting style consistent and clear, not clingy, busy, but responsive within a day, or WIB at 11:47 p.m.?
So I like this. I like this text style
Uh-huh.
because for one, B is my answer.
Okay.
Busy but responsible within a day. Because I may be busy, I may be tired.
Right.
Yes, you can text with one hand, "Hey, how you doing?" But C, and I've done multiple times. What are you doing? I mean, I'm just asking what you're doing. You taking it that way. You taking it to the point that it's 11:47 and it's time for bed. And I'm texting you what you doing. I'm just asking you what you're doing. I was thinking about you. That's it.
Yeah, sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, guys.
I'm gonna agree. Okay, whatever. Uh, I'm busy but responsible in the day. I agree with you. The type of work that I do is very much like people facing, so I can't always text back and forth with people. So busy but responsive within a day. However, I do admit one potential weakness is that I am a paragraph texter.
Yeah. And I text back 2 sentences. Okay. That's not even a sentence. That's just a freaking word. Okay.
Okay, question 3. After a disagreement, you take space, then repair. That's A. B. Wait for them to fix it. C. Post a meme about bare minimum.
Not a disagreement. I'll wait for them to fix it sometime,
Okay.
you know. And then I also take space in the repair.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have a disagreement, you have to take space for yourself.
Yeah.
You can't just always just jump right back into it. Like, we need to talk because you might say something that you don't mean, or you might say something that you really do mean, and then you hurt somebody really bad, and now you got a situation.
Yeah. I'm reading a book right now by Dr. John Gottman about relationships. And he said something that I really like about it's about the repair attempt being made and whether or not the other person is receptive to it. So different people may have different ways of doing it. He said some couples might make a joke or one couple would like make a face, like, and it would kind of break the tension and make them laugh. So they different people have different ways of making an attempt at repair. And it's whether or not the other person you're both gonna be responsive to that, so
Okay.
Okay. 4, your dating profile photos.
Mm,
Are they A, recent, smiling, very, B, cropped group pics from 2017,
mm,
and this is 2026,
mm,
C, car selfie and the gym mirror.
mm. I mean, for me, I did recent on my app because and whoever I was sending stuff to, even if I didn't look good, didn't look bad, whatever,
Mm,
and I have very pictures, but I don't one pet peeve on those apps was a lot of time I saw pictures that were totally different than what the person looked like in person. And it was like, come on, man, like, stop doing me like that. Stop catfishing me, man. Come on. And I'm car selfie, that's cool. I mean, a lot of people want to take pictures in the car and they want to take pictures in the gym mirror because they want to look at themselves. And I mean, that's your prerogative, man. That's just not what I like, or what other people like. Some people may like that though, but there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I mean, to each his own, right? I would say, think of your profile on a dating app as sort of like your marketing tool, right?
Mhm.
Like for dating. So you want to present yourself in a way that's authentic, but also that's going to show your best qualities, right?
And I need to see that you smile, that you got teeth. That's just make sure. Because I'm trying to see that you have some kind of pearly whites behind that mouth. 'Cause if you don't, that's a different story.
Hey, even people with don't have teeth deserve love.
Mm, mm.
So on a date, you talk A, 50-50, and as follow up, B, 80-20, you talk more, or C, only talk about your ex.
So I'm gonna say I did see a lot, and I noticed I did see a lot. When I was on dates, and I think that was wrong. Now I think 80-20 because I do talk a lot, man. I talk a lot sometimes, but a lot of times people are listening. That's what's crazy.
Mhm.
They really taking in everything I say because I'm painting them a picture of, my story. And I'm learning every day to hold back, you know, talking sometimes because sometimes people just want you to listen
Mhm.
and they don't want you to even answer. They just want an ear to talk to, maybe to, just to, let some stress off and vent and just, just get some stuff off their chest about things. So,
Support, not solve.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Okay. So scoring. For every A answer, give yourself 2 points. For every B answer, give yourself 1 point. And for every C answer, give yourself a 0.
mm.
Right? So you might want to pause here, tally up your score. So if you got an 8 to 10, you're healed with a calendar. You are prime dating material. Congratulations. If you got 5 to 7, you're almost there. Tweak your follow through, but you're close. 0 to 4, therapy, maybe some naps, some new photos. Start there, but you're still a superstar.
Yeah. I'm probably like a 5 to 6.5. I'm almost there. But I hopefully I'll be there soon.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's more though if you're on a dating app.
Yes. Yes.
So, but
Been on dating app in a long time.
yeah, yeah, same. All right. So scenarios that we're coming up with, right? From DMs. Here's some starter prompts.
So we're gonna ask you this. Is it real or is it a red flag scenario? What do you think it is?
Mm.
For me, I think all of them are real as it. I think some of them are red flags though. So scenario one. They only text me during the week, never weekends. So, and the weekend and invisibility equals situational availability. Ask, don't assume. If it stays fuzzy, that's your answer.
But ask multiple questions.
To me, I'm gonna say this, man. So you only text during the week. Okay. I totally understand it. What if your phone dies and you can't text during the weekend?
Every weekend? Oh, no.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm trying to give it for the people that actually their phone does die. You
Oh,
know, um,
yeah.
you know, it's a situation. You
Yeah,
know,
situation with the family.
it could be. It could be. That's why you gotta ask and don't assume.
Right.
Because if they tell you that they have to use their work phone because their main phone is disconnected, you only can talk on the work phone during the week.
You know, we need you to ask, are you in a relationship? Is there anyone that is under the impression that you are in a relationship with them?
And then you reverse back and say, what is a relationship to you? Because a relationship could be my friend at work.
Okay.
A relationship could be my best friend, Chester.
Okay. So, so the follow-up is there anyone that considers you their committed, dedicated other, significant?
Yeah, my mom.
No,
Well, not significant other, no.
no. I need you to put the significant other
Yeah.
in that
Well,
question.
so scenario 2, we're gonna skip that question. Okay. They say they want a relationship, but never plan dates.
Ooh. Wanting equals word, planning equals intention. And if it's always vibes without a vision, I think it's time to move on. What do they say? A goal without a plan is just a dream.
Mm.
And in dating, we need intention, not dream.
Yeah, because I want something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to be rich. I want to have subscribers.
Yeah,
But if I plan it, my intentions will be right.
there you go.
We will gain subscribers.
Vision.
Yes.
If you want something, if you really, really want something, you have a vision, you make the vision plain and you make a plan.
Mm, mm. That is true.
Yeah. And that's with love too.
Mm. So scenario 3,
Mhm.
they're great. They're great. I'm gonna say it again. They're great, but divorced 3 months ago.
Not necessarily a no. That is an active transition, but I would pace it, check for grief and logistics. Have they done the work? Because I've had multiple clients that have left relationships, but they did a lot of work before they left.
Mm.
Clients right now that I'm helping them do that work while they decide if they're going to stay early. So a lot of times people have been doing that work for a long time already by the time that they leave. So pay attention to how they communicate verbally and non-verbally and observe to really see if they've healed and if they're ready to move on. Because everybody's story is different.
Mm. That's cool, but it's probably gonna be a no for me. I'm gonna be honest with you because you were just divorced 3 months ago,
Mhm,
and you got to get over something.
mhm,
I don't want that extra baggage,
mm.
like our last episode, or last and last episode, whichever episode.
The baggage.
Yes. So, okay, let's go another one. Scenario 4. It's our last one. They're kind, consistent, but not exciting. So you said 2 words that is pretty cool. They're kind, consistent,
Mhm,
but they're not exciting. So I'm gonna think about it like this. Peace can feel unfamiliar. When you're detoxing from chaos. I'm a very chaotic person. And Julie knows this. I know this. My family knows this. But I'm a chaos coordinator, and I make sure that I coordinate my chaos instead of just being crazy all the time.
mhm,
So don't confuse calm with boring. Sometimes if you have come from a toxic situation that included love bombing and extreme emotional highs and lows, a healthy relationship can feel like a lack of chemistry. But
mhm.
really, your sympathetic nervous system isn't constantly being triggered. Sometimes what we call butterflies or bubble gut are really your nervous system warning you, you need to go somewhere. No, you want good butterflies, not trauma responses.
Completely.
So everybody is not always excited when you say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Mhm.
Somebody may come back and say, "Hey, what's up?" Calm.
Oh, okay. Oh, and so sometimes it is just that, it's calm, and sometimes when we've been in, like you said, love bombing situations, calm may feel like it's boring, but it's just that you become it's the highs and the lows and the fights and the arguing and the toxicity and things like love bombing have become normalized for
We
you.
love that toxicity. Ooh, toxic just giving me chills all inside. I love it.
It's elevation your cortisol.
Yeah. So, so before we close, we're gonna go through our rapid fire
Okay.
section. Basically, this is: do you even date? or nah.
Mm.
You just be like, I'm good. So, phone on the table during dates, yes or no?
Yes, we have kids. People have kids, and you have to make sure everybody's okay.
I'm gonna say hell, because for one, that gives you a way to look at something beside myself.
Mhm,
So, uh, my thing is, look, you can put vibrate on in your pocket, you can
mhm.
put vibrate in your breastbone, you can put vibrate wherever. But to me, no.
Okay. Okay.
That's agree to disagree.
Disagree. Yes.
Split the check on date one. Ever.
Okay. I'm big on hospitality. I'm from the South. If you have invited someone on a date, you are the host.
Mm.
You pay for the date.
She damn lying. I'm telling you right now. Split the date on check one. Look, I had somebody ask me to split the date on check one. It was a date that I was supposed to go on. Guess what? She never showed up. So guess what? We didn't split nothing. So to me, if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. You know, and that's my thing, you know, but don't expect nobody to split anything. You go there, you have fun, you enjoy each other, you bounce. You see each other again, you see each other again.
Yeah, I'm gonna say definitely bring money, right, to make sure you can cover yourself. But for me, if you invited me, I'm saying you invited me on a date and then you asked to split the check, I'm assuming we're going to be friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. 3 day, 3 day text gap. Ever acceptable? Yes. And I'm saying this, if you're praying
Uh-huh.
and you praying for 5 days straight, 3 days straight, whatever,
Mhm.
and God tells you, don't text, I ain't texting.
Okay,
And
but
she better believe me because God said
you know,
it.
it's like, you can have a 3-day text gap if you want, but don't be surprised after that 3-day text gap if somebody else is taking your place.
That's okay because, you know, I can weigh my way back.
Oh.
Sometimes you gotta crawl before you walk. Too busy to date. Should you be dating? To me, no. If you're too busy to date because you're dating, you're trying to get to know somebody. And that's the whole gist of it. So if you're not in it to date, then don't date. Deal with yourself.
That I agree. I agree with you on that one. If you're too busy to be dating, if you can't make time, then maybe this just is not the time for you to be dating.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. Ex as a best friend. Possible or playing with fire?
I think it just depends on the type of best friends that you have. You have a best friend that you slept with before,
Mhm,
that's not your best friend, or do
mhm,
you have a best friend that's a true best friend? They don't really call as much. They call you maybe on your birthday, maybe on a holiday,
mhm.
but that's it, you know. And if they live in a different state, then you ain't gonna never see them. So it depends on what type of best friend you have.
Yeah, I mean, if this is somebody like they've been like your best friend, play cousin since you were 10 years
Great,
old,
cuz come on.
nothing physical has happened. Okay. If you've had any kind of body parts that have been touching other body parts, I'm gonna say probably.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Cohabitation after 40. Necessary or optional?
I would say it's optional, but in today's world, I think it's necessary because you don't know people. You don't know people in general. You don't know how they are until you actually live.
Mhm. That is true. I think it unlocks a whole new way of interacting with a person.
Mhm.
Right. Like it's different when you're navigating laundry and sharing a bathroom and kitchen and all of those things. It's
Okay.
something different. Yeah. All right. Meet the kids timeline. Months or milestones?
I think that is first you got to get to know the person,
Yeah.
the dad or the mom, whoever you're dating.
Mhm.
So whenever they feel ready for you to meet the kids, if you're telling me to meet your kids when I first meet you, I'm out. I'm out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think you need to give it time.
Mhm.
You need to give it time for you guys to get to know each other first before you decide whether or not you're going to let someone into your kid's life. Like, are you going to feel prepared to have this person in your life long term? I think it's definitely something that you want to have a plan for as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So, do people over 40 know how to date anymore?
Hell no. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Come on now. You know I'm messing with y'all.
Yeah, we date with clarity, capacity, and character. Use tools like that vibe framework that we've talked about in previous episodes.
What is vibe stand for again?
Value,
Uh,
intention, Boundaries and
boundaries,
expectations.
expectations.
Do you vibe it? That's really important. See if you're aligned and stop dating potential and start dating patterns.
Mhm. And what I said earlier, pace, pick peace, communicate need. I need this, I need that, not that I want, and pace with attention. And leave when the math doesn't matter. If 1 plus 1 don't equals 2, then what the hell does 1 plus 1 equal? 8? No.
Yeah.
When the math ain't mathing, dip. Period.
That is something we agree. Okay, so if you loved this, if you liked it, if you had mixed feelings, share it with your group chat, and tag us with your quiz scores. We want to know what you got.
So next week, man, we're tackling dating with baggage, kid, exit, and trauma.
Woo!
So we'll see you back here on Grown and Rested, not Built Different, but Grown and Rested. We love y'all, man. Like, share, subscribe. Please, man, get us up to 50 subscribers. We're trying to go. We're trying to help people in life, man. So thank you very much. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Bye.